like I was just so relieved to know that I finally got a contract, and like it's getting to the point where it's end of under 16 season. All of the players are getting signed. You're seeing signing days left, right, and centre. You're just seeing all of the big names getting called up to England and things like that, and you're just waiting to know, am I gonna get a contract? If I don't get a contract, what's gonna happen? It's just a bit of a panic. It's just like, and then getting told that I was getting a contract, I was just like so relieved, like overjoyed.
Right, welcome back to another episode of Quality Touch Podcast. I'm joined here with a very special guest. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is DeAndre Whittle. I'm 16 and I play for Stoke City.
Alright, that's mad. Alright, before we get into your story, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and tag below who you'd like to see on the next episode.
100%.
That's mad. You know what's crazy? Yeah, I didn't even introduce myself to you. My name's DeAndre as well. How do you spell your name?
DeAndre.
Is it a capital A?
Yeah.
Oh my! This guy's
actually
my
the
twin.
same.
Aye, what? Because you know what? Growing up, I'm like the only person. Like you got the
100%.
Jacks, you got the Toms, you got the whatever. But I had no one with my name. Yeah, so my name's becoming more popular.
Yeah,
It's crazy. When I was young, no one had my name. So that's mad. So.
No, a lot of people have it, but they spell it differently.
Yeah.
They might spell it with a O. Or,
Yeah, that's true.
Or lowercase a.
I know what I was looking at. People with my name, like Soldier Boy. When I was young, I was like, "Raw, Soldier Boy has my name." Especially when I was young, he was popping in it.
Yeah.
So Soldier Boy, there's a few other people, but yeah, that's mad. But wicked.
Good start.
Yeah, man. Literally, I already know your story is gonna be good because you got my name, bro. Trust me. But yeah, man. So before I get into your story as well, I'll do a game called SOP. A lot of people know the game. A lot of people like the game.
Yep.
We cannot say something beginning with SOP. Those two letters are forbidden. You can choose what topic you want to talk about.
I want to go footballers.
Yeah, footballers. So obviously we address footballers by their surname.
Yep.
So I'll let you start. I'll normally put a timer quickly. We've got 5 seconds. So I'll state the rules again. Can't be SOP.
So it's like I just go as many as I can. Or
So
we're
going to go back and forth.
Cool.
But we can't repeat the same name.
Cool.
I'll be real. I need a referee for this because people said I've cheated. Yeah, I don't think I've cheated, bro. It was a mistake with MJ's episode. It is what it is. But yeah, can't repeat the same name.
Yeah.
5 seconds. If it takes you too long, you're out.
Cool.
We might do 2 rounds depending on how long it takes.
Alright, cool.
When you're ready, you can start.
Ronaldo.
Messi.
Lewandowski.
Neymar.
Suarez.
Out.
Oh my god.
Alright,
Already.
that was quick, you know.
Already.
We'll do another round.
Alright, cool. Good start. Alright, cool.
You can start again, man. Let the guess. You can start. You can. Oh, because it's a new round. You can say the same one.
Bellingham.
Lamine Yamal.
Messi.
Ronaldo.
Suarez.
Oh,
why do I keep seeing Suarez?
You know that
It's
was
like my brain's just blank.
We'll do one more.
One more round. Alright, cool.
I-
I'm ready. Alright, ready?
Yeah, when you're ready.
Rooney.
Neymar.
Messi.
You're close to
Messi.
saying it. Tevez.
Ronaldo.
Lamine Yamal.
Iniesta.
Busquets.
Javi.
Reece James.
Alfonso Davies.
Cucurella.
Gusto.
Xabi Alonso.
Pedri. Oh,
Love.
no.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you. If you
I actually give it to you. It's actually really hard.
It's a hard
It's
game.
actually a hard
What I'm gonna
game.
do, I'm gonna start playing this on I'm gonna post it on TikTok on Quality Touch TV. I'm gonna do some interviews and see if anyone can beat me. If anyone can beat me, I'll get them a
I'll
cash
give
prize.
it to you. It is.
Come on, man.
It's tough. I'll give it to you.
But yeah, I don't know how you would want to do it. Do you want to speak about growing up? Because normally you speak about growing up to where you get to now. What is your actual story?
My story is starting from growing up in South London, where it's tough. Mum's not really having the best of life at the point. I'm growing up as a single child, and how I've got from grassroots to academy football and experience and the journey from there.
So we'll start from the beginning, man. So you grew up where in South London did you grow up?
I grew up in Brixton Hill.
Okay.
So that's where I grew up, and from there, I think around 5 or 6, that's where I started playing football. And I've always been an energetic child from young. So it's like my mum just had nothing to do with me. She was like, "You're just so energetic and you just want to run around." And so that's how I got into like sports and things like that. And then from there, I think when I was around 6, 7, that's when I really started to play football and started to really get into it.
Okay, so so what team did you end
I
up
started off at a grassroots team called Carib FC, and from there I was there for 3 seasons actually. First season I didn't really enjoy it as much because I was literally just a placeholder, and I was really like getting my fundamentals into football because I was really quite athletic, physically strong. I was a lot bigger than all of the other boys, but they were all a lot more technical than me and things like that. And throughout the years, so 7, 8, 9, 10, started to progress. And I started to see the progression from playing in my school football team, getting called up from there, and I'm seeing me being in like year 3, playing with year 5s and year 6s. So it's like I'm actually seeing a bit of progression.
That's
now.
a mad.
Like,
that's a year 3 and year 5 and 6s. Is mad. To be fair, you're tall now, but would you say you were like their height? When
I was always one of the biggest ones. To be fair, so I feel like as that it came with a lot of advantages, but also disadvantages, because like I would come across as quite clumsy sometimes and things like that. But as I started to grow up, my technical side of it started to really.
Bears, man. Oh, that's wicked. But yeah, going back to school, yeah. So, what school did you go to? How did you find school?
School, I just finished school now because I just finished year 11.
Congrats,
so
man.
It's been a journey, to be fair. So primary school, I feel like I really enjoyed it because everyone from the area went to the same school. So like outside of school, we'd all see each other. My family went to the same school, so it was all like one big family in primary school. And then same going into secondary school. I went to Harris Clapham, a new one actually. So they had no year. We were the first year, so it was like no olders, no nothing. So it was literally just us. So a lot of the people from my primary school went to that school, and it was a good experience, to be fair.
Cool. So, are there any memorable moments from school that?
Memorable moments. I think there was a lot, to be fair. I feel like on my first day of year 7, I was a lot taller than everyone else. So it's like seeing the eyes, and there's no older people to really like. Everyone's kind of nervous, and everyone's just like, oh, he's the tall one. Like, they didn't even know my name, but that's what I came across as. And I feel like school was really fun, in a sense, before I had to move away from football. So
okay, we'll get to that. But yeah, man. So, is there any favorite subjects?
Favorite subjects? I'll probably say, as I got older, I think I really started to enjoy English and history.
Really?
But when I was younger, I used to hate English and history. I used to be a maths little guru. But as they added the numbers and the letters and the Y and X, and it went downhill from there.
Shoot. Okay. Now me, I'm maths all day, science all day. I was good at English. I say this all the time. I was decent at English. When I say decent, I was good. I was smart. You get me? Set 2, set 1. But I was so inconsistent, and I don't even know why. Like, you see, I used to mix up language with the literature.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about, it might be like, cool, what language did this person use? And I'm talking about the structure. Like, how am I doing that wrong? I don't know how, but I was...
you always knew what you're talking about?
I knew what I was doing, but I was doing it for the wrong one.
Makes sense.
So the teacher would be like, yeah, you got a grade 5, grade 6. Next test, I'm getting a grade 3, grade 4. They're thinking, why is this grade going up and down? You get me? But that's on my... I passed, obviously, which is fine, but... I don't know, man. I was very inconsistent. Whereas maths, on the other hand, light work. You get me, man. That was... Yeah, I just loved it, man. It was easy. Shout out Mr. O'Connor. That was my guy. But PE, of course, as well.
Yeah, PE was a favourite of mine, to be
I can't believe history over geography.
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's more entertaining. Like, I feel like you just learn more. Like,
now that I'm older, I hear it, yeah.
Because you're just like... Just land and like rocks and sea.
I didn't know. See, I wasn't educated on that. I don't know. I don't know why the teachers didn't tell us this either. I'm thinking, yeah, man. I know this. I played FIFA. You get me?
Yeah.
Man knows all the countries.
Yeah.
So, light work. Yeah. Dubai. This person. This place. Delhi. London, I know the cities.
Capital cities and all of that,
yeah. Man, good. I got this in the bag. And I'm hearing rocks and rock
land
types.
eroding and...
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, man. But it was still all right. I wasn't the best in lesson. When I say best in lesson, man, got in trouble and whatever. Of
course.
But, and I think I got a B in geography. Come on, you get me?
Too bad.
But... I could have done better, I'll be real. 100%. I think my predicted grades were like A stars across the board, yeah? It sounds mad. This is based off my stats, I think.
Oh, okay.
So my predicted grades for everything was so high. I had a high expectations. I didn't live up to them. I still got good grades, don't get twisted. But A star, me, I didn't have that work ethic.
Yeah, you were just a bare minimum.
Like, I just thought, if I pass, and I'm not talking C pass, I got B's in that, but I should have done better still. But yeah, going back to you, man, forget about me.
Yeah.
So school's all good in that.
School was alright, to be fair, but I feel like I was always one of the class clowns in the classroom. So I've like always bantering, always with the teachers and just laughing and like messing around, and that probably got me in trouble when I didn't have to. And
what's
like
mad as well, which I did, you're a COVID baby. So
yeah,
Bruv, your year 7 didn't really count, did it?
And my year 6, to be fair, got cut like halfway through.
How did that work? I need to know.
Let me be so real. It started from year 6 and we had like the laptops and we were supposed to be doing like Microsoft Teams and that. I used to open it and just play FIFA with the guys. It was literally, everyone's on the call doing the lesson and then there's like a couple of us on another call actually playing.
So I thought that was just like us older when I was in uni, bruv. Man didn't even open it. I didn't even join the call, bruv. I'm on Warzone and that. This is when Warzone popping. I don't know, you lot was doing that as well.
Yeah,
was your parents like onto you lot? I was like...
No, because I feel like at that time my mum was going work, so she was leaving out early. So it was literally just me in the house. So I would open it because they would send emails in case if you didn't actually go on the lesson. So you'd go on the lesson and then you do whatever in it, and then
okay.
But a lot of people, they started to fall asleep during the lesson.
No.
So like when the calls ended now, you're literally just the only one on the call. The teacher's
there.
They
clocked you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, man, sorry, it's just going back and forth and whatnot. But yeah, so cool. Going back to football, so you go into secondary school.
I go into secondary school now, and my PE teacher was a coach for AFC Wimbledon. So he always, like, I heard I had, like, favoritism. He kind of favorited me because I was, like, kind of like his son, like, in the way that he nurtured me, like, through year 7 all the way until he left. But there was a lot of football tournaments, a lot of football. So from there, he was always, like, had an eye on me and had coaches on an eye on me. So from there, I left that Carib team because it kind of, like, folded. And I joined a popular Grassroots team in South London called Most Wanted. And then from there, that's when, like, everything just, like, skyrocketed from playing in the park with my friends and playing Sunday League to, like, going on academy trials, developments, and scouts coming to watch me and things like that. So,
what position were you playing at the time?
At the time, I was playing winger. I was playing winger, wing back, and a bit of striker. So it was a bit of a mix, to be fair, because I was quite athletic. So like, just using that speed to get up and down the line was like quite overpowered at that age.
Was you right or left?
Both, actually.
Aye, this guy both footed, you know. Okay.
Both footed.
So yeah, what was your first like trials like?
My first trials. You can remember. So I joined Most Wanted, and then I think it was like a good 2-3 weeks into it, and we went to a tournament, and there was a lot of scouts there, and I was given a 7-week trial at Chelsea. So it was...
How old were you again, sorry?
I was like 13, 14. So my mum was driving me. I would finish school, so I would go up once a week. So it was like the development stage, and then from there, they would push you on. So I was going Chelsea every Monday, 7 o'clock. Cobham at that training ground, me, my mum, my sisters in the car. As soon as school finishes, like, I don't get to rest around with the guys or nothing. I was in the back of the car all the way to Cobham, and yeah, that lasted for 6 weeks, and then I got extended again, and then I had a trial game, and we played. I think I was under 14s, under 15s, and we were playing against under 15s, 16s, so it was quite of a tough game, and I feel like I kind of like fizzled out. And my mind just went blank, and it just had a really bad game.
What was it like training with these players?
Yeah, it was top, to be fair, but it was like all of the development kids that were there, they've already been playing with each other. So it was like they wouldn't want to pass the ball to certain players and things like that. So I feel like at times I was kind of like not showing my best in the training sessions, or I started to get frustrated, or my attitude started to like kind of show towards the coaches, because that the players they played together before, so they're all keeping the ball local and they're not trying to involve anyone else, and the coaches are shouting at you saying, get involved and da-da-da-da. So I found it quite hard to really get into and really show off my true talents.
Okay, so how did it end?
It ended with me, they just said that you're a really good player, but we were not looking for a player in your position at that time. So from there...
What position did you go in on trial?
A winger, I think. I went right winger, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Trying to think if I can think of right. No, I can't. Okay, fair enough. So then, what happened next?
And then back to Grassroots. I played a full season at Most Wanted, and then from there, I got picked up from West Ham Development, and then I played a couple development games. I was at that development centre for quite a while, to be fair, and there was a lot of great players that ended up progressing and actually going on trial. But I feel like at the time I was there, I was performing quite well. I was probably one of the best there, and my attitude was good. And I was just seeing all of these other players that were decently as good, but just get pushed on so quickly. And I'm just there like thinking, like, what am I not doing? I'm speaking to the coaches and saying, what am I not doing to really get pushed on and things like that. So
do you remember what they might have said?
They said that they kept just telling me to be patient, to be fair. They said at that point they weren't really looking for anyone in my position. at that time. They needed a striker, but I went in as a winger, or a wing back. So at that time, they weren't really looking for anyone at that specific moment. So just kept saying, be patient, wait your time, you're performing well, and your time will come. So I just kept doing that to the point where and then it got to the point where we had a trial game against the actual academy. So it was the development team versus the academy.
Yeah.
And it started off good, to be fair. I got there late, actually.
Oh, no.
I got there late. So
Why was that?
I think it was me, my mum, and my best friend, and we got there late because we went to the other training ground. Because West Ham have 2 training grounds, we went to the wrong training ground.
Okay.
So cool. We make it just before kickoff, like 15 minutes before kickoff, and we come out now, and the coach is telling us to warm up. You're starting. So we were like, we came late and we're already starting. So we're like, cool. So we have a good warm up now, and first we played 3 30s, and the first half 1-0 to them. Then it went 1-1, and then I feel like. I don't know if it's just me, but at the time, it felt like the academy were getting a bit like naive if they actually lost. Like this would look really bad on them. So like the coach just started to switch players' positions mid-game, and then from there the goals just started to rack in, and they're playing the striker in CDM, and they're playing me left centre back, and like it just started shifting around crazily, and then the school ended up being an absolute fashion. I think it was like 7-1 at the end of it.
Mad.
So. Because for the first 2 halves, we were all thinking, like, we're actually in a game. Like, we're playing against, like, Cat 1 Academy prospects that, like, probably play for England and everything. And we were putting up a good fight, to be fair. It was 1-1, and everyone was quite confident. And then that final quarter, it just... I think the academy level really just started to show. And, yeah.
Okay, so then you come out of West Ham.
Come out of West Ham now, and it's getting to under 15s, the end of under 15s. So I'm thinking to myself now... I haven't been signed, and I've been hearing all of the stories. Once you get 15, 16, and you haven't been in an academy, it's kind of hard to like go make it now. And then I feel like at Most Wanted, we had a tour to France, and right before the tour, we had a showcase festival at Norwich. So we went up there and we played a couple games, and they said they needed a striker. So I went in as a striker, and a couple of other players from the team went in as different positions. So we went up there on the Tuesday, I would say, and then the week after, the coaches told us they called 4 of us back to play as the Norwich team against other teams again to see us better. So we got called back up now, and I did really well. A couple and two other players that I was with, they got called back for actual trials. So then I got put into the trials now, and I felt confident. I felt I was going into the environment. The coaches were really nice, the facilities and everything. It was just quite different to what I was used to, but I feel like I was doing really well. And then I think it was my first academy trial game. We played QPR. I came on at half time, and game was 0-0, 60th minute hit. Ball gets played over the top, and I think the keeper from outside the box, and we went 1-0 up. And then we had a trial keeper in, and then he just had a stinker. We ended up losing the game 2-1. But the coaches were really impressed with me. They said my performance was really good, and I feel like that's what really like boosted my trial from what they saw playing against other not academy players to like actually playing my first ever academy game, and then I actually did really well. So from there, it started to push on. I had a couple other games, and then I started trialing with the 16s now, because I'm under 15s and I'm trialing with the 16s, and I'm playing against Reading. I remember I played against Reading, played 45, played a good game, played decent, played, what else did we play? I think we played Luton as well, and I think I did really well until finally it went by, 6 weeks trial went by, they said we want to extend it 2 more weeks. So at this time, I'm leaving school on a Tuesday. Everyone's like, DeAndre, where you going? I'm just like, I just have to do something, because I didn't want to tell everyone that I was on trial yet, just in case I didn't get signed, or it would have been a bit of a... So I'm going up there every Tuesday now. The whole day, I'm doing a day release day. So that means I'm going up there from like 10. I would have a training session, then I would go to school. I would have a hour-long education session. Then we would do analysis of the game that we played against QPR. Then we would have another training session, then we would have gym, and then it was just a lot to take into just really like me being in year 10 and not ever like experiencing or knowing anyone that was really like being close to anyone who was really in the academy system, to see like how different it is from Grassroots and things like that. So it was a good little experience. And then from there, the 8-week trial ended and they offered me a 1-year contract. So from there, I was buzzing, and I had to leave school. I had to leave my year. I had to leave school in year 10, at the start of year 10, and move up there, do digs. And from there, the journey started, to be fair.
Okay, brilliant, man. So how did you find that? Like, what did they say to your mum?
Yeah, the process was kind of long because, like, dealing with the FA, and it was in the middle of the season. So when I was on trial, I didn't get to play any cut games. So at that time, they were playing Floodlit. So I didn't get to play any of the Chelseas, the Arsenals at that time. So it was kind of frustrating to know that I've been signed, but I can't actually play yet. And then I think they agreed on the date when I was going to move up there. So I moved up there around January the 1st. I moved up there, and then I started the school in the 2nd. And then from there, I was in digs from there all the way to year 11. So it was just different, just being away from home, not having my mum's cooking, just like everything, just me like moving away from my family and just being independent for the first time at 15, just like experiencing all of that difference.
So what were you eating?
I couldn't even tell you. Like actually, the digs that I was with, they were vegetarian. So
Say it.
So I'm coming from my Jamaican background where I'm eating the rice and peas and the jerk chicken and everything to a vegetarian food.
Yeah, that's a mad that's a mad switch though.
It was a crazy switch up, but like I really enjoyed it.
I mean, it's healthy though.
Yeah, so healthy. Yeah, but it wasn't really a bit of me. I had to make sure I had my snacks there just in case. Like, because I don't think I could have survived just off their meals. To be, and most of the time, because at the time we were going to school, I would get home at like 8, 9 o'clock. So by the time I even get back, they were gone to sleep because they were teachers. So they were going to sleep. So I'm getting back at like 9, 10, and they're just leaving the peas and like this whatever it is on the stove and just said
that's
heat it
so
up.
funny.
But I feel like everybody's experience in digs has been a bit of a crazy one. Like I don't think it's what it seems like, because people, they get paid to look after you, but I'm telling you, the food is not always the best.
Yeah, no, going from something you're accustomed to I mean, yeah, that's a mad switch though.
100%. And I'm there laughing with my friends, showing them the food that I'm eating, from like being able to go chicken and chip shop with the guys, and we're just messing around, going McDonald's after school to things that I'm not even used to.
You know what? But I mean, I guess it kind of shaped you to be a bit more disciplined. Like, you know, normally like after school, chicken and chips, but you just had dinner, or your mom's cooking dinner anyways. It just saved you from wasting peas and
100%.
having junk food, you know. So I guess it was kind of good for you at the same time.
But at the time, me just going there was just a bit of a shock. Like, I'm not used to this. It was a bit of a shock. But from there, going to school up there was a different scenery. Like coming from a lot of a mixed school where there's a lot of minorities and different like ethnic groups and things like that. Going to a school where it's like predominantly white, and like having to adjust to situations and surroundings, and having to be able to act and react to certain things in certain ways have really like helped me to grow up as a young man. To be fair, I feel like I've learned a lot from being down there from that side of things as well. So I feel like it's been a big jump from me being able to mess around and react how I would react in certain situations to moving somewhere else where they don't know me, they don't know anything about you, and the academy is linked to the school, so any misbehavior or anything is going straight to the club. So it was just like an extra bit of like waking up that you have to like be on point all the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's I wanted to ask a bit about that, where you more or less like covered it. So you're not class clown, but
yeah, I was the class clown at my old school, but it's like going there and just seeing their humor's different. Like there was like a group of us. I think there was like 5 or 6 of us that were doing the same thing. So they moved from London and went to that school as well. So it wasn't like I was just by myself. So
yeah, okay.
It was me and my friend, and a couple of the boys were older and they've moved on. They've got their professional contracts now and things like that. So it was a big switch up from being like a class clown, always messing around, and just to going in the class, being silent, just sitting there trying to really do what I'm supposed to be doing at school with the club watching and the example that I'm setting for other players, other people, since I was known as an academy boy and like the standards are quite high up there.
Yeah. So then, how did the rest of your Norwich career go?
I found it quite hard, to be fair, at the start, me adjusting to academy football, because me having the size, the speed and things, I thought like, I would be in a good place, especially how in my age group at the time, I was doing quite well. And then when it came to training with the older boys and seeing they're just as fast, just as strong, and a lot more technical, that's where I kind of got to waken up. Like, this is not going to be easy, and I really have to put effort in, because everyone in my age group and the age group above were quite technically advanced compared to me. So like me playing catch up from day one, it was always quite hard. So I feel like that was like a mental game and like a physical game, having to work harder in the gym, having to work harder than everyone else on the pitch and things like that. And I feel like when I was there, I didn't really maximize that until it was too late to a certain extent. So I feel like that's the reason why I probably didn't get my scholarship there. And all of the players that I was with at the time, they were so advanced and so ahead of me that I was constantly playing catch up, and I think it was just a bit too late.
Do you think it? Not saying that it's because they're better than you, but to add to the factors, do you think it's because they might have been there longer than you?
Yeah.
And then or they might have been there a bit longer than you, so they had time to develop in a better environment, whereas you're coming from grassroots at 15, 14, like. Which is a bit kind of, how you're saying, a bit old. Whereas a lot of people,
all of the players that were in my position, they were all in the academy system. They were at Tottenham, they were at Cambridge, and they got bought to Tottenham or things like that. So I'm just seeing all of these journeys. They were all at different clubs. What club did you come from? Grassroots. So it's like, that already painted like a kind of like a burden over me that, he's a grassroots player, So I've always wanted to beat the odds and show people that I wasn't just a grassroots people and I could play high level academy football. So I feel like them being there a lot longer and like integrating with the system and being in the academy system has really like helped them. But I feel like me taking a step back and learning from the older boys, like the players that were a year above me, like Rio Mandu and all of the players that are now, they've got their professional contracts and things like that. I used to be laughing and joking with them in school, and then to now he's a professional footballer. So I feel like I've learned a lot from being at Norwich City and just seeing how things are supposed to work and how athletes actually train and prepare for like actual top tier academy football.
Yeah, man. So unfortunately you said you didn't get your scholarship.
Yeah.
How did that go?
So I feel like at the time I already knew, like I kind of felt it because I wasn't playing as much. I was on the bench a lot and I weren't getting much minutes. So I felt like I was getting quite frustrated. And then it was hitting near to the start. It was the start of under 16 season, and they have the national competition where all of the Cat 1 academies, they will have a tournament over 3 days, two days. So I'm going into that now, knowing that contract decision is literally round the corner. So I'm like, and all of the players that have been there long enough, they've got a decision, but the boys that moved up there, they had a bit longer to really prove themselves. So at that time, I realised it was me and another boy fighting for a contract. So they wouldn't tell us that, but it was like, for speaking from like other players and like agents and things like that, and the head of recruitment that I was quite close with, he was like, it really coming down to this like last little tournament. So I'm going in now, and I remember our group was Bournemouth, Stoke City, and Man United. So we're going in now, and I'm confident. I feel like this is a chance for me to express myself, like show off my skills, and in front of all of the coaches. There was England coaches and scouts from all different teams, and just like putting my name on a platform to really just like be seen. But we had Man United first game, I didn't even play. Sat on the bench. And then I think second game, and we ended up winning as well. We won 3-1. So it's like, seeing that they've won, I can't really say anything because we've already won. So it's not like they lost and I was like, if I was on the pitch, I may have could have done something. But they ended up winning that game. And then we played against, I think it was Stoke City. And I started, played all right, like, and I got subbed off, like, because each games were like 40, 30, so it was a quick game. It wasn't too long, so I ended up getting subbed off, and then going throughout the tournament, well, we got to the final. So going throughout the tournament, I'm getting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like not really getting a chance to really express myself and show off my skills in front of all of the coaches. So it was kind of frustrating. And then from there, I just knew I was sitting in the hotel and I was just really like thinking that I don't think I'm going to get my scholarship here. So that was kind of like a learning curve, and like it was a really like major waking up that I need to do more. I need to train harder, work harder, and things like that. And just knowing that there's so many other players that were ahead of me, because they had a player that was a year younger, AJ Tavares, and he was at England at the time, so he's starting over me. So it's just like added additional pressure knowing that a player younger than me is starting over me. So it's just like I need to do more, I need to work harder and things like that. So from there, I just knew. And then after the Nationals now, we had Arsenal. We had 2 games after the Nationals and then they told me I wasn't getting my scholarship. So we had Brighton, and I ended up starting, and I scored the winning goal, last minute goal. So I felt like I was going into a good. So coming off the Nationals now, not playing much, and we got to the finals and we ended up losing in the finals. And then coming off that now, I'm want to prove myself and show the coaches that I can start in the teams and I can progress and play 18s and things like that. So we had Brighton away. We ended up winning 2-1, and then next week we have Arsenal, and started, and I had an alright game, but I just didn't do enough. And then later that day, because we used to travel on the Friday after we used to travel on the Saturday and then go back home and then come back for the Sunday to go back to school. So I got home and my mum told me that they called her and said that you will not be getting your scholarship, and they gave her the reasons why. And it was just like, it felt so surreal, because I felt like I was already kind of like expecting it to happen, so I didn't really like react or like cry, or wasn't quite emotional. I don't think it really hit me until later on that I wasn't gonna be there anymore after just being there for like 2 seasons, and it's just done like that.
Yeah. So how old were you when you're 16 when did they tell you this?
Start of last year, November.
Yeah. So what did you end up doing? Because Lloyd was telling me how obviously even if you don't get offered your scholar, you can still train and play down there.
Yeah.
So what did you end up doing?
So my contract ended in this year. It ended in July, so it just ended basically. So the contract was that I stayed up there, and I finished school and etc. And then at the end of it, I could move on and progress and etc. etc. So they decided they do a thing where it was like exit trials. So teams like, but they had teams from like teams like Peterborough, Fleetwood Town, Plymouth, like all of the Cat 3 kind of lower league teams. And then I must have spoke to the head of recruitment, and he was telling me that there was teams like Bournemouth. I ended up going on trial like Bournemouth, Millwall, Stoke. I had Birmingham City. I had a lot more options than the club was telling me. So I was just a bit fascinated to know that like Cat 1 and Cat 2 teams were looking out for me and they've seen me play, because I remember playing against Stoke City in pre-season, and I played really good. I probably one of my best games of the season, and playing against Bournemouth as well. And I feel like I did really perform in those games. So just knowing that other teams have seen me and they've valued and they thought that I was a really good player, just a confidence booster going into the trials. So weren't too bad.
Yeah. So you finished school. What happened next?
I finished school now, but during the time, so say they told me I got released in November, from then and until like around January, I was going on trials. So I was leaving school early from Norwich, travelling back to London, and then going on. My first trial was Bournemouth. I stayed in a hotel for 3 nights, so it was a 3-day trial. I would have training with the 16s, and then training with the 18s, and then match against Charlton on Saturday. So Monday, the Friday, training with the 16s, it was good. I felt like I was confident, did well. The 18s coach said that was probably like one of the best performances we've seen from a younger player that hasn't been like offered a contract. So he was like, I feel like I really showed off my skills and talents in that training session, and I was getting along with the 18s, so I thought I was in a good place. And then we had Charlton on the Saturday, and I played 16s, and the game just went blank. Like none of my skills were going off. Like I was starting to get frustrated. Like it was just one of them games of having a good week of training, and then you go into the game and just nothing was working. So by the end of that day, I didn't end up getting a call back from there. Then Millwall, same thing now. I'm back in London so I left school on the Wednesday, so I'm back in London, another 3-day trial. And we trained with the 15s and the 16s on the Friday. I did well, but I ended up getting I was late to the training session due to like coming from Norwich, and the travel was a lot. So, but I ended up doing really well in the training sessions. Then the 18 session, it was all right. I feel like the level was like, you could really see the level between Cat 1, Norwich, and then Bournemouth, and then Millwall. So I feel like the 18s sessions were a lot different because I've got to train with the 18s of Norwich and just seeing the high standards, the quality, and sometimes feeling out of place in the sessions to go into a Cat 2 Bournemouth where I'm shining and I'm doing really well in the 18 sessions to Millwall and just seeing like the level of like play and the level of players. Don't get it wrong, there was a lot of good players there, but just seeing like the levels just slowly decrease and things like that. And then we had Chelsea on the Saturday, and we played Chelsea, absolute fashion. We got beat like 6-7-0.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to step in, but Chelsea's the best team in the world. People might not know I'm a Chelsea fan, but to be fair, like it's been known the academy is really strong, anyways.
100%. Yeah, like having international players and things like that playing against, and little Millwall, no one was expecting to win anyways. But it was like the feedback I got after the game was like they really wanted me to like take the game and like basically carry the rest of the team on my back and really show. But I feel like I had a decent game. I think I pressed well, had a couple opportunities, but like it was just to the point where we're playing against Cat 1 Chelsea and not all of the players at that time were up to Cat 1 Chelsea standards. So I feel like it was kind of harsh to think that I think I did perform well, and then getting told that that you did well, but I don't think we're not going to be offering you a contract here at Millwall. Then Stoke City came, and playing them in pre-season, so I've already played against them. I played against them twice now. So I'm going up there, training, same thing, doing good in training, and we had Liverpool on the Saturday. So going into Liverpool training ground was just a bit wow, because like playing in all of the South League, so you're playing against all of the Arsenal, Tottenhams and things like that. So playing against Liverpool was always just a bit like wow, like walking into the training ground and things like that. I feel like just like surreal, like wow, like Virgil van Dijk and all of those amazing players are literally over there. So it was a bit of a awakening, and then we ended up playing and we ended up winning 2-1, and I got an assist that helped us win the game. So I was in a good position there. So I was like feeling quite confident, and then I got the email like a couple of days later that we'd be like to offer DeAndre a scholarship there. So I was excited. So, and while all of this is going on, I'm still studying my GCSEs, and I feel like my grades slowly started to slip from because at my old school in London, I was probably predicted like 7s, 8s, like I was in a really good place, and then going to academy where I'm missing like 3-4 hours of school a week, and the long hours, I'm getting home from training at 9, 10, and I'm still having to revise and things like that. It started to get a lot.
I was like, glad you're covering it. Like, those are things I wanted to ask. Like, how can you manage? Like, you're having the highs and lows. Like, oh man, doing my thing at Norwich. Now I'm getting released. This is all getting the same year. Got released. Now I need to go on trial. That's so much to handle. Like, I don't. Hats off to you for managing that well, because a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. Like, even people in school now that are not playing football couldn't even manage just revising and staying after school, doing a long hour, going on trial training, playing football, then
traveling,
and you're not even in ends. That's mad.
So like it was a lot, and I feel like having a good like support system around me, like my family, my mum, God, like just being patient and just like waiting and just keep trying hard, and like I had a lot of times where I was just willing to give up. Like I was just so like out of it, and I'm going to school and like knowing that all of the other school people at school know that I've been released. So it's just like it's not like I'm in ends where I'm comfortable with everyone, so that they weren't really like somewhat violate or like use it against me to a sense. Even though there would be certain people that might do that, but just like in an environment where I wouldn't say I'm fully comfortable in, and there's people just saying like, "Oh, did you not get released?" And it's just a quite of an awkward situation because it was 3 other players in my year and they both ended up getting a scholarship, so it was only me that didn't end up getting my scholarship there. So it was a bit just a bit awkward and just like having to stay concentrated on studies and behavior and digs and everything like that. So it was just a lot like mentally, and I feel like that's something that's not really covered. Like moving away from home and being in digs and doing school and things like that, it's a lot on your mental, and I feel like it's not really like covered and not really like looked over in a sense. But it does take a lot. It's a lot like very draining and things like that. But people would even from the outside, they would even known that like from not knowing or speaking to someone in the world. So I feel
Of course, yeah. What I do hope, what will happen is because obviously you just said you got your scholarship at Stoke, but I guess in a way with the correct support, of course, it's kind of shaping you for your future. Like, let's say you go on, hopefully you get your pro at Stoke and you're still there. You're not gonna be home anyways. Do you know what I mean? Like that's gonna be your new end. Which obviously being someone from London from the end, yeah, you're kind of far. But then as an adult, some players go different clubs, different countries even.
Yeah.
You're gonna get homesick. I guess in a little bit of a way, it's kind of preparing you
100%.
for what's gonna be your reality. But yeah, so you got your scholarship at Stoke.
Got my scholarship at Stoke. It was like I was just so relieved to know that I finally got a contract, and like it's getting to the point where it's end of under 16 season. All of the players are getting signed. You're seeing signing days left, right, and centre. You're just seeing all of the big names getting called up to England and things like that, and you're just waiting to know, am I gonna get a contract? If I don't get a contract, what's gonna happen? It's just a bit of a panic. It's just like, and then getting told that I was getting a contract, I was just like so relieved, like overjoyed, and yeah, and I think like being there and training with the 18s, I feel like I've shaped myself in a way where the coaches like really have high standards for me, because the way that I've like shown myself off in training and things like that, and how I've like integrated with the 18s and just coming from a different club and just like being so like down to earth and just trying to like integrate as quick as possible and just like try to progress in football. So I feel like that was just a relief. And
what is good though is that well, it's not good. So I'm not trying to say it like that, but that you got into academy football, but the experience of getting released or not getting that contract kind of showed you the reality. Like, this ain't gonna be easy. So you're already gonna be putting the work in now. You're at Stoke to push on. Like I had Jojo on my last episode. Like he's at Ipswich, got his scholarship. He was not even necessarily laid back. He knows he's a good player, but he just said the hard work starts now. 100%. And that's what people say when they get into the academy. But then you got to get your scholarship. And even after the scholarship, now you got to get a pro. Like, it's such a mad journey. So I think it's good that you've seen, like, cool. If I slip up,
then
you know
just literally really cut through it. And then knowing Jojo and knowing all of the other academy players, because Jojo was on trial at Norwich as well, right before I went on trial there. So it was like hearing about how he was such a good player and he never got a contract and things like that. And just being around such good players, just coming in and out from teams, and that you're seeing players that are getting released from Tottenham coming to Norwich and they're on trial. So it's just like seeing that there's always opportunities, but it's just like you have to take them in a sense. Because like getting released from Tottenham, I know one of my friends, Joseph Kipper, he was at Tottenham early in his career. A lot of players from Norwich were actually at Tottenham early in their career, to be fair. And then they ended up getting released. Some went to Leighton, some went to Cambridge and things like that. And then getting brang to Norwich and things like that. It was just quite overwhelming coming from... It wasn't as overwhelming as me going from grassroots straight into academy, Cat 1 academy football, where I was just like so... off the earth. Like I never knew anyone who was playing academy football, actually maybe like younger years, like under 13s and under 14s, but not having anyone that I knew like close to me playing academy football. So me being the first in my family to play academy football, and my family just loving football but not really understanding the ins and outs of academy football. So me trying to explain that to them was just kind of hard. And yeah, because they would have their opinions about, oh, you just need to play hard, or you need to do this, you're not doing enough and things like that. So I started to get a bit frustrated and things like knowing that you're not really in the academy system. Like you've never seen it. Like you're not seeing like how the coaches are, how they treat certain players, and like the animosity in the training ground between the players and things like that. It's just a lot to really like cope at a young age, and me just being so surreal to it and just not knowing anything about it. It was just like, just a wake up.
Yeah, I could
just
imagine.
Like, wow.
Like, I think everyone does, isn't it? But especially being a first person in your family. You feel that pressure. Like.
Yeah, I do. I felt like at the start I really felt it, but I felt like as I went on and just knowing that I was going through the rankings and etc., then I ended up getting released. So that was it was like I got signed high, I'm going well, going well, going well. Then I got released. It's a low. Everyone's just like, oh, like he literally just got signed not too long ago and he's already getting released. And then getting a scholarship at Stoke City is just another high. So I feel like football's really just a game of like highs and lows and opinions. To be fair,
What I would not even suggest, but what I will advise, I guess, is just to remember, it's more about you. Like, I know you got family, everyone's got family to feed, but it's not just about, I guess, impressing people, but it's your well-being too. So don't feel like too much pressure on yourself. As long as you're trying your best, that's the best you could do at that time. You get me? People who get released and whatnot, that doesn't mean they're not good.
100%.
You get what I mean? It might, for that moment or that coach's decision, like you said, opinions. That's what they thought. That doesn't mean you're not good. That doesn't mean that your story is over. You get me? I've got many people. I mentioned how the reason why I started this podcast. One of my friends got signed at 19, and he's played in the World Cup, etc. Right? He played in the World Cup, but he wasn't getting into clubs. But now he's a World Cup player and a starting player in the Premier League. So you get what I'm trying to say? It's opinions and stuff like that. You just don't give up. That's the thing which people need to remember. You just never give up because your story is not finished.
100%. Because I feel like going into academy at under 15s and I'm having the coaches like not really like that type of football. They were into the more like olden day, like the quality. They really like favored the players that were like quite technical and they done the simple things. They like, but coming from South London where the only thing we know is cage football and taking risks and like trying to like beat players and just be flary and just have a little personality when we play. Going into a Cat 1 academy like Norwich, and it kind of seemed like they were trying to like take that from players. So it felt like we were trying to play like a robotic way of football with like pass, move, da-da-da-da. So me not being as good as everyone else is like at the technical things, I tried to implement my own style and things to really like show a difference from other players and that. But I feel like at the time the coaches didn't really want that. They just wanted what they wanted, and if it worked that, you just didn't play. So I was seeing that from a lot of players that were like really talented, like my friend Jovan. Like now he was also at Norwich.
I know Jovan. Yeah. He I can't lie, Jovan was a good player, by the way.
He's top.
But I remember I was so annoyed. We played Top Ballers, so he was at Top Ballers in the Sunday League in North London.
Yeah.
And we won the League Cup. We smashed them in the final. They're a good team, of course. So it was a good game. League final now. If we beat his team, we win the league. If he beats us, they win the league. If we draw, Broadwater Farm won the league. It was a big game. So Broadwater Farm are in the stands at Haringey Borough, watching the game, hoping we draw. We're winning. Thinking, in the bag. Well, a couple of my players didn't turn up, which kind of messed me up because I had a good rotation where if I'm winning, 5 back, game's done. I'm
not shot. Everything was ready.
At our age, which is 15, whatever it was, these lot are very good tactically. Like at that age, that's when I feel like tactics are kind of when they need to start learning it. When you're younger, I don't think it's important. I kind of disagree with. I'll get to that later, but I disagree with coaching doing too much tactical stuff with kids that are so young. I feel like you should just let them play. But at that age, anyways, trying to win. So I didn't have my players to do what I needed to do. The referee gave Jordan, one of my amazing players, a red card or sin. The guy messed it up. But cutting a long story short to Jovan, I see him come on the pitch and I'm thinking, I'm sure this guy's signed to Norwich, yeah? He came on, bang, bang, scored 2 goals or something. We lost the game 2-1. Yeah, he's a player. Is he still at Norwich?
No, his story was a bit different because he went on trial at West Ham for a while and then he didn't end up getting his contract there after he went on tour with them and he was in a position where he thought he was going to get signed and there was like a split between the coaches to say yes or no. Then he didn't end up getting signed there. Then he went Norwich and then after his second training session, they offered him a contract and a scholarship. So from there, as he started to progress, he just like at the start, he was playing really well, he's playing up, everything, and then his performances just became a little inconsistent and he just struggled to find his feet. But it's like he was so talented, like technically, He's very skillful, both-footed. Like he's just all like that a player would look in from the
bro,
outside.
I've seen him, man. Hopefully, I'll get in contact with him. Then hopefully,
he's got his professional contract at Brentford now. Actually,
that's a mad thing. All right, cool. So I'll try and get in contact so everyone can hear his story, because that's wicked, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, not taking away the light from you. Yeah, what you've done is brilliant as well. Getting into Stoke City, playing with all these elite players. So if you know players like him, and you're playing in like the same position, I need to see your game, because I know he's good, and you're playing.
And then there's players that are even better than us. So it's like we were like at one point we were like between me and him to see who was getting the scholarship, and then we both ended up didn't getting it. So they had players like the likes of Ben Tree that's been there from like under 7s all the way to under 15s, and he's been scoring goals, racking up numbers and things like that. So seeing all of those players ahead of us, it was just it was just so frustrating to know that. But we're not bad players, but it's just that the level's so high here.
Competitive.
100%.
That's the thing, man. That's what I'm saying. Just keep your head up, because it doesn't mean you're not bad. That's the game of football. Everyone wants to get into the first team. Imagine how some people must feel like. An example, Ethan Waneri. My man's 18 now, but when he was 15 and stuff, he's playing under 21s football.
Crazy.
Like people on the bench that are around 18, 19, whoever.
And you're just seeing an under 15 just coming to pitch.
Like my man's in year 10 and he's what? Do you get me?
Yeah.
But it's that's the game, man. Do you get me? Yeah.
Age is literally just a number in football, to be fair. Exactly. That's like playing against I think my first actual academy like humbling moment was when we played Arsenal. I think this was like my first actual like Cat 1, like big Cat 1 team that we've ever played against. I remember it like it was yesterday, 7:00 on like a Wednesday. We got to Arsenal, the training ground's just like nice, everything's just grass is cut like to perfection. So game kicks off and I'm starting. First half, Max Downham, you may have heard of him. He's doing amazing things. Scores a hat-trick in the first half. Bridges our keeper. The coach has just said, "It's all right, you just sit on the bench. It's fine." We ended up losing the game 7-1.
Yeah.
So in the first half, he single-handedly just done our whole team, and just the coaches are like, "It's enough. You're not really getting anything from this game. Just sit on the bench." And at that time, he was under 14s playing under 15s. So that's only 1 year difference, and he's doing that. So hats off to him.
Yeah, that's the thing. People think it's easy on the outside looking in.
100%.
People don't realise that even professional football, they're all good. Like obviously, Man City is just they're a different level, but they're playing against pros. They're good footballers. Otherwise, they wouldn't be professional.
100%.
But they're just playing against guys that are unreal. Do you get me? So. Yeah, that's football, literally.
And especially in like the Premier League, and just like seeing the difference between all of that, La Liga, Bundesliga, and just seeing when they do play Champions League and things like that, the real difference between the Premier League and why the Premier League is seen as like the top league in the world and all of that. Like it's just amazing to see that, to be fair.
Yeah, man. But yeah, sticking on the topic of football, just so we can get to know a bit more about you.
Yeah.
I'm a Chelsea fan. What team do you support?
Man United.
That's crazy. Can you say that to the camera?
Man United. I'm sticking with my team.
Okay, you're a proud fan. Yeah?
We're going through a rough period right now. It's been really bad, but I feel like we're getting back. We'll be back soon. We'll be back soon,
man. Like right now, you're getting what the Arsenal fans used to experience when I was in school. Like they had, to be fair, they won FA Cups and that, but they stank.
100%.
You lot stink. Like how you lot? What 15th or something like that?
But it's crazy. You support Chelsea.
Yeah.
Look how much money you've invested into your team.
Yeah, but
for no Champions League, no.
We got Champions League, mate. We don't win the trophy because we were in the conference.
Yeah, but you did it. Exactly.
We've qualified for Champions League.
Barely.
Tottenham qualified as well. All right, listen. We're building something, man. I don't care about any of the...
Yeah, 100%. But I feel like I really like, from an outside perspective and just like being a football fan, I really like the Chelsea team, to be fair. I really like the players that they've bring in and like the amount of talent that they have in their squad. But I feel like being an academy player at Chelsea now would just be like extremely difficult, knowing that there's like your under 18s, maybe first year scholar, under 17s, and you're just seeing the players that are above you. It's just like a myth, like to know that you're competing with them for your spot. To be fair,
But what's mad is they're probably the best in the academy system.
100%. And then knowing that they have to compete with the best in the world just to even break through. So it's like,
it's unfortunate. I was kind of glad. That's why I was so glad that we had that transfer ban when Lampard was there, because we were able to actually bring out our academy players. Instead of buying all the top talents, Real Madrid used to do this back in the day. They'll go buy the Vinicius, the expensive brother, the best player in the world from everywhere. Now what more people are doing is they're invested in the players that are top prospects.
100%.
But with us, we were able to bring out Reece James, Tomori, all
of them
these
great
brothers.
players, and like coming from all different academies.
Even they're in our academy, but they would have gone on to another club and got signed there.
100%.
So thankfully, instead of wasting money, we were actually able to use our youth, who are top prospects anyways. You get me? So
I feel like teams just need to do that more, because like, especially like Man United, like the under 21s are really good, and like the under 18s, they did really good in the FA Youth Cup and things like that. So like, I feel like, why wouldn't you push all of those top players that are dominating in the year belows and things like that to progress and help build the academy and things like that? But even though there's like teams like Man City, Chelsea, that are literally just buying all of the best players from like under 15s, under 14s and things like that. So it's like, we understand you have the best academy, but it's just like, are you really shaping the academy, or are you just buying the best players and then putting them in your academy?
It's true.
So
also,
it's difficult.
said you're Jamaican, so know a bit about your culture from Brixton as well.
Yeah.
What's it like being a Jamaican from Brixton?
I feel like it's a kind of like a personality, to a sense, to know that like how Jamaicans are and like how my family is, and being very prideful and like just really like showing. I feel like that's why it really like expresses on the way that I play, and like me just being confident and not really like being bothered about like opinions and things like that. Just trying to express myself, have fun, and really show off my talents with as much confidence and pride as possible. Because I feel like that's really like what sprang through the Jamaican name. So I feel like that's just something that's just been taught from me from a real young age.
Yeah. So what music would you say you listen to?
I listen to a lot of music, to be fair. I would say that I'm a good mix between like everything, to be fair. UK, US, Afro beats, dancehall. I feel like I'm a good mix between everything, to be fair.
Okay, not if you had to choose, but like maybe if in each genre, what would you say? Yeah, I got that on my playlist, so I'll put that on.
Artist or like just in general?
You can put artist.
I feel like from like the more like American side, I'll probably say like Lil Baby, Gunna, and Rod Wave. I feel like those are probably like my top three. UK, I'd probably say Dave. Ooh, UK. I'll probably say Dave. Nines is really good, and I'll probably say. Kind of cliche, but I would say Stormzy.
Okay.
Kind of cliche, but I feel like he has I think he has a lot of old school bangers that just get licked over.
What, the grime, or are you talking about?
I'll say more the gram side of it.
Tell my man. Yo, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because I was listening to him yesterday. Like, he came up on like, you wouldn't even know about these type of things. Like, so back in the day on Sky, the music video channels, they had Flavor, Channel AKA, and that. On my you don't know? That's mad. That's mad. I used to put on the music channel and listen to music. There used to be a thing called like Stars TV. You can text in a picture of yourself and you're on the TV. That's mad. But yeah, basically, I had it on a music channel, not YouTube. And my mum was like, no, I was like to my mum, this song came out 10 years ago, the Shut Up when my man's in the red tracksuit. Yeah. I was like, 10 years ago? Wait, 10 years ago? How old is Stormzy now? My man was like 21 at the time when he dropped that. So he's like 31. Wow. I was thinking, raw. Like, I need to do something with myself, because if my man's 21 and he's up there.
He was doing that.
He was doing 21, bits. You get me? I'm like, I need to pattern up.
Yeah, 100%.
My man was
that wake up call,
like, you get? I'm like, my man's a few years younger than me. Like, at that time. So I need to do something now. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, but yeah, cool. Yeah, no, Stormzy was like cold back in the day though.
100%.
Okay.
But I think I just said Stormzy because I couldn't think of like another artist.
Where's he from? Brixton? He's from South?
I think he's from I think Streatham, maybe. I think.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
bro,
I'm not
I don't know,
100%.
man.
I'm not
But yeah,
100%.
what hobbies do you have as well, like other than
Hobbies.
football?
I'm a PlayStation guru. Like,
Fair.
I'm on the PS4 all the time. Warzone, FIFA, like.
Bruv, I've
love
been
it.
saying this as well. I'm gonna start doing some behind the scenes
You
stuff
might
on my
have
other
to,
page.
100%.
Yeah, I need you to play me. I played Gem, the freestyler that you'll see on one of the old episodes, and I beat him. Yeah, I didn't upload the actual footage. I played him again, and I beat him though.
Yeah.
But I'll play you, and I'll let people know I'm the best at FIFA still. Yeah, Warzone. Have you ever got 20 kills? In I want to see your KD as well. Yeah,
Okay.
20 kills in Resurgence.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You sure you're not getting pacifist?
Nah.
You seem a bit familiar. Like you've seen that before.
Nah. Not me. I know a couple guys that I used to play Call of Duty with at Norwich.
Okay.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, man. I don't really rate FIFA now, if I'm going to be
100%.
totally honest with you. Like, I don't do Ultimate Team, bruv. I'm done with that. Long done with that. I think since FIFA.
I can't be done. I always say I'm going to be done.
No.
The next one comes out.
For me, I can't lie. Dude, it's for many factors that I'm very busy. I can't lie. I'm so busy. No, I'm not like when I was young, when I was like your age or a bit younger, obviously I had way more time.
100%.
Now I can't keep up with it. There's too many cards coming out as well. They ruined the game for me. So
But I feel like me being a scholar next year and having like training in the morning and finishing my day at like 3-4 o'clock. There's literally nothing else to do. So it's literally just gonna be that.
That is true.
And
but yeah,
sleeping and to be
I'm gonna make sure I play you, and I'm gonna make sure people know who won. That
Awesome.
might be on my other page, Quality Touch TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Is there anything else other than gaming?
Just saying like about me growing up. I've grown up all across South London. So I've lived in Streatham, I've lived in Brixton Hill, I've lived in Croydon and things like that. So I feel like just living in South and just seeing a lot of things and getting like there's a lot of distractions and things like that coming up from being in secondary school, where literally being in like Brixton Hillside. So just seeing all of like the school children and then just seeing a lot of things growing up and just like trying to stay away from it and just having like good people around you. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a point of time where this is like right before, like I feel like it was right after the West Ham, and I've realised that I don't think football was really I'm gonna be a professional football player. I'm not getting signed to any other academies. I just started to get quite distracted and I started to chill around with the wrong crowd and things like that. And when I heard that I got that child from Norwich, I feel like everything just switched. I had to like slowly like distance myself from people that I'm really close with now or will always be really close. But I just really had to like put myself first and just really see how far can I really take this football thing, because I would rather put all of my effort into it and say I put all of my hard work, blood, sweat and tears, and I just wasn't good enough to make it, than me always having that regret to say, what if I didn't go there that day, or I didn't follow those guys and just did foolishness and like silly things with like people that weren't really on what I was on, in a sense.
Yeah, I feel like for your age, to acknowledge that you got like very mature and you definitely likely to get good grades in your GCSEs because you sound smart. You get me? So the fact that you know the right things, basically, if I'm wrong, it sounds promising. I'll be honest. But there was one more thing I wanted to ask. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I forgot what I wanted to ask you, man. But it'll come back to me.
Hopefully.
But either way, though, before I end the podcast, I always get the guests to share an inspirational message to those watching.
An inspirational message. I just feel like you can't really follow. Look, if you really want to become a professional footballer and like make it throughout the rankings and things like that, you have to put yourself first. Like there'll be times where you want to go link girls and be with the guys and mess around. I feel like you have to put in the work. You have to be selfish in a sense where not everyone's gonna be what you're on. Like no one's gonna have the same mindset of you, and you need to surround yourself around good people that will push you to become a professional footballer or aspire to be a professional footballer. And just having God in your life, that's just me personally, since I'm a Christian. I feel like having God in my life and being brought up in a Christian household has just always been like, I feel like a good thing, even though at times I felt like I was getting strayed away from it, not wanting to go to church at times, and me missing church sometimes because I was playing on the Sundays, and my mum just like saying that, after football's done, you got to come back to church and things like that. And just having that support system around me of like the support of the church and and the support of good people around you, and that actually want to see you like progress and strive, and like want to see you do good in life, instead of people that are literally, as soon as things are not going as well, they don't want to be as close with you, or etc. etc. So I feel like that's the only real message, is that you got to be selfish and you got to surround yourself around good people and good people.
Wicked, man. Honestly, I feel like this is a brilliant episode and a brilliant message to those watching. Trust me. Obviously, this is my twin.
Yeah.
You get me, DeAndre. So you're definitely gonna be onto amazing things in the future, and it's someone that I feel like a lot of people be watching out for, man. But yeah, like I said, this is DeAndre and his journey to success on Quality Touch Podcast, man. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.